What is it?
Dragon glass.
We found them at the Fist. Someone buried them a long time ago.
Oh, so he had more than just the one.
Someone wanted us to find them.
Why? What are they for?
Killing White Walkers. I wish you'd come with us.
I wish I could. I really do.
So really they need to destroy this tunnel. I mean, that's an easy way for the White Walkers and for the wildlings to go through, isn't it?
I'm telling you, that's what she did. Sounded like a cow in heat.
None of the Starks had much to say by the end of that meal.
I'll tell you what, though. The hardest thing was getting that wolf's head to stay on the body. You sewed it up. I did. I bet there were 1,000 men claiming they were the one.
Fell off the first time, took the skin right with it. What we ended up having to do was hook the needle right under the collarbone, give it a nice firm mooring, and...
Mind if I keep warm?
Fuck off.
But I'm hungry.
Does fuck off mean something different where you're from?
I've got money. Sorry.
Bullshit.
Where did you get the knife?
From you.
That's shit.
Is that the first man you've killed?
The first man.
Next time you're going to do something like that, tell me first.
Oh, no.
Secret, you know I didn't have a choice. You always knew who I was. What I am. I know you won't hurt me.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
I do know some things. I know I love you. I know you love me.
Oh shit. No, 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 no. Fucking hell. I mean, he's obviously not gonna die, but...
What is your name?
Gilly.
Ah, for the gilly flower. Lovely. And the child?
She hasn't chosen a name yet.
His name is Sam.
Do you remember the oath you swore when you joined this order?
He's not my child, Maester Aemon. She's one of Craster's wives. I remember every word of the oath. Night gathers and my watch begins. The night is gathering, Maester Aemon. I've seen it. It's coming for all of us.
Gilly, you and your son will be our guests for the time being. I hope your penmanship is better than your swordplay.
Miles better.
We had 44 ravens at last count. Make sure they're all fed. Every one of them flies tonight.
King Stannis, Baratheon. Invited to the name day celebration for Rylene Florent on the first Nigget
Night.
Why is there a G in night?
I don't know. There just is.
To all the lords and noble men of Westeros.
Noble men.
Noble men of Westeros. The night's watch implores.
What is it?
Oh, I'm confused. What message did they send out?
Your Grace, the world has got so far bent. I've seen things crawl out of nightmares, but my eyes were open. I don't know if Robb Stark died because of the Red Woman's sorcery or because at war men die all the time, but I do know that uniting the Seven Kingdoms with blood and magic is wrong.
You do not need to burn the boy. If what you say is true, a drop of his blood killed Robb Stark.
Oh. He's doubting it now, isn't he? He pulled away from her.
His name's Gendry. He's a good lad.
The boy must die.
What are you doing?
You're leaving.
Is this some kind of trick?
Yes, but not on you. There's bread and water. Go slow with it. If you finish it off, no matter how thirsty you get, don't drink seawater.
Oh, please make it.
The other way. You ever been in a boat before?
No.
You know how to swim?
No.
Don't fall out. Go on.
Why are you
Come on,
doing this?
use.
Because it's right. And because I'm a slow learner.
Oh, there's Pip.
I don't think he can see us.
Sam, hush now. You're home.
Out of the way. Step aside, country boy. People working here.
I can't wait to see what Tywin is going to think about his hand being missing. I bet he's going to be right prick about it.
Cersei.
You don't deny it.
No. I let him go.
Your mercy saved the boy's life. You feel good about that?
Aye, I do.
Very well, Sir Davos Seaworth. I, Stannis, of the House Baratheon, first in my name, rightful king of the Andals, and the first men sentence you to die.
I understand. But since you haven't yet unnamed me Hand of the King, it is my duty to advise you against it. You're gonna need me.
Did you not see that in a fire?
When did you learn to read?
Mother's taught me before he died so I could be of better service to you.
The true war lies to the north, my king. Death marches on the wall.
You need someone to rebuild your army for you. Someone to convince this lord and that lord to fight for you, to bring sellswords and pirates to your side.
I've made my decision.
He's right. You need him. He has a part to play in the war to come.
You've been saved by that fire god you like to mock. You're in his army now.
They will come, Your Grace. When they're ready.
Perhaps they didn't want to be conquered.
You didn't conquer them. You liberated them.
Tyrell Jalvazie Engot Daor. Jevite Bagon Daor. Dervi Jerry Sidibilos Daor. Gemele Meli Sidibilos.
Mhysa!
Mhysa!
What does it mean? It is old Kiskari Khaleesi. It means mother. Sylvetis.
Yunet Rebagon.
Wow. Okay. All right, so that was the season finale of season 3 Game of Thrones. A very good episode. Lot going on, but you sort of you were able to follow the story. So yeah, very good season finale. Yeah, let's go through it. So we started off with the Hound and Arya leaving the twins, and obviously seeing Grey Wind's head. Oh, sick people. Obviously a massive blow to Arya. Yeah, it's so heartbreaking because she was so close to seeing her mother and her brother, and yeah, they end up getting killed. Yeah. She's not having it easy. I think she's the one who's got the worst. She has it the worst out of everybody, I think. Yeah, it's so heartbreaking to see. But they made it out. The Hound was smart enough to take a flag that was the like the twins' flag, which was the phrase. So they were able to make their way out that way. Yeah, that was a pretty smart move, I think. Then you had Tyrion and Sansa. They had a bit of banter, kind of light-hearted moment, which was quite nice to see. She's starting to trust him a bit more, liking him as well. You know, it was a nice little scene to see that they were sort of accepting each other, even though, you know, under the circumstances, you know, they were forced to marry each other. So she's making the best out of it, which was good to see. And then we had Tyrion and Tywin's conversation about Rob's death, and the fact that Tyrion was having to, you know, get Sansa pregnant, which Tyrion doesn't want to do. I don't know. It was a bit just as Tyrion and Sansa is sort of starting to understand each other. This happens. Just Joffrey being there, running around like a little kid. You're like, oh, tell him, just makes him so mad. I think Joffrey's had a grudge against Sansa ever since Nymeria. Well, he basically got humiliated because he got beaten by Arya and Nymeria, and then obviously humiliated because I think he quite liked Sansa up until that point. So anything he can do to disrespect and humiliate Sansa, he wants to do. So saying, oh yeah, Rob's head, I want that at my wedding, I want to give that to Sansa. It's like, you sick little prick. Obviously everybody else were like, no, you can't do that, that's not going to happen. And he was just showing how much of a little brat he was, and in the end, he was put in his place and was sent to bed, which was quite good. But I still think that he's gonna get back at Tywin somehow. What I was gonna say is when you saw Jaime, he was explaining about having to kill the Mad King, and that he was saying that Varys was pleading with the Mad King, to just surrender, and I thought that was quite interesting, and that that Pycelle was sort of egging it on, like. Which was sort of similar to when Ned died. You saw Varys sort of running over, begging Joffrey not to kill Ned, and Pycelle was like, he has to die and this and that. So I thought that was quite interesting. So regardless of who the king was, Varys wants the best for everybody, and I thought that was quite interesting that he was there with the Mad King as well. So that was just a little bit of just came to mind. So then you had Bran and the gang sort of hiding out. Hodor having a bit of fun, which is quite sweet. He's so simple, isn't he? And I just love him. He's just like a little kid in a massive man's body, isn't he? So yeah, I quite like that. Then you had Bolton and Frey, their conversation, which was quite interesting. I think Frey was quite pleased with himself that he outsmarted the king and had him killed. I think there's more to it than that. I think possibly Bolton has been given the orders to kill Frey. It sort of comes across that way. Obviously, Frey, he cannot be trusted. Whoever pays the most is who he's going to side with. So yeah, I think I don't think Tywin thinks he can trust him, so I think he's probably going to have him killed and take his men or something like that. It was quite interesting that we found out who the boy is finally. I had to go back because I wanted to get that right, because I've sort of misunderstood things before, and so the boy is Ramsay Snow. I don't know if that's the Snow is I don't know if that's significant or not, but obviously he's bastard child of Bolton, so I don't know if he could be some sort of like brother to Jon or something like that. It would be really twisted if he was. But yeah, Ramsay's a bastard of Bolton, and yeah, basically that was obviously a test when Ramsay freed Theon. Yeah, I'm just sort of trying to get it right in my head. So yeah, when Ramsay freed Theon and he went back to that place, I think that was the test to see whether he was a true Greyjoy or whether he was going to turn. And then it turned out that he was going to turn. He did turn and betrayed his own family because he sort of realized that he was a Stark, not a Greyjoy. And I think that's why everything went wrong for Theon, because at that point the Balon basically just told him, yeah, you can take him, we don't want him, so he's now basically a hostage. I thought that was really interesting, that the order was given by Greyjoy, and yeah, from what I could gather, the Greyjoys are now under threat because they wanted, I don't know if they got betrayed or what, but yeah, they were ordered to get all their men out of the north, and otherwise, you know, they were all gonna get killed. So that was a little bit confusing, but yeah. So again, he's somebody who can't be trusted. But obviously, Yara, she's not having that. She's gonna go back and get her men and get her brother. Obviously, Ramsay sent Theon's junk to the Greyjoys, and his father was just sort of like, he's not. I can't use him for anything now. You know, he can't provide me with children, so he can't carry on the name and that. So, you know, don't want him back. He's a traitor, and yeah, he means nothing to me now. Whereas obviously Yara was like, no, this is my blood. I'm going back for him to save him. So I thought that was quite interesting. I really like her. Sort of like her morals and her standards are what they should be, but that's probably going to end up getting her killed, because anybody with a heart and morals in this show is getting killed off. So yeah, that was quite interesting. We finally found out who the boy was. So yeah, very twisted kind of kid, but yeah, we'll see what happens there. Obviously, it's going to be a showdown between him and, I would imagine, Yara. So yeah. Then you had Davos and Gendry. Their conversation. Getting that bit of a relationship, that they were both from Flea Bottom, and yeah, I quite like that. And obviously, we had Davos free Gendry. It was the right thing to do. That's what I like about Davos. He's not getting turned by anybody. He stands by what his beliefs are, and what he thinks is right. Yeah. I like that he freed Gendry, and yeah, they're obviously sort of very similar because they come from the same background and that. So I quite like the fact that Davos stood by what he believes in and did the right thing and freed Gendry. Then you had Varys and Shae. I thought it wasn't until the end where Shae was saying, you know, if he wants me to leave, he can tell me himself. I really did think that there was Varys trying to be helpful, not something that Tyrion had told him to do. But it was quite a good scene up until then. I thought, oh, he's really good-hearted, Varys, isn't he? But obviously there's more to it than that. Yeah, I really like Varys. He's a good character, and just just the way he looks at people, I just love it because you're never quite sure what's going on in his head. And I love that. I don't think there's anything malicious about him like there is with Littlefinger, and he's quite an intriguing character. He seems to want to do what's right, and not just for him, but for the realm, not for a family or power. That what's good for everybody, and I quite like that. Then you had the conversation with Cersei and Tyrion. It was just basically, she basically, it's just basically confirming again that she really only lived for her kids, and regardless of what anybody says, Joffrey was happy with her when as a little child, and that's sort of what I got out of it. And Tyrion was asking her, well, how happy are you now? And she's like, well, I'm not very. So, I think it was made pretty clear that if she hadn't had the kids, she would have basically killed herself. She lives for her kids, and that's it. Then you had Arya and the Hound going past these guys, sitting there bragging about killing the Starks and the wolf and that, and Arya being pretty hot-tempered, went and stabbed the guy basically. And again, you hear something like that, your family's just been murdered, and you hear that, you are gonna react, aren't you? And she did that. The Hound would have liked it if she'd let him in on what was happening, So I think he would have protected her regardless, and I think he would have. He doesn't have a problem with killing at all. So I think he was a bit annoyed with the fact that just tell me what you're gonna do, and I'll stand by you, whatever. Especially if it's killing. What I thought was interesting with that was she had the coin that Jaqen gave her, and she said the word Vala Morgulis, probably saying it wrong, but which basically means everybody has to die or something like that. I don't know if that means that somebody's going to be able to hear it. I think Jaqen told her that she gives that coin to anybody from Bravos that they'll know what to do. I don't know. She said it out, but I don't know whether that's going to mean anything at the moment. We'll see. Jon and Ygritte. I wasn't expecting her to be able to catch up with him because he was on horse, and obviously she was on foot, I think. But yeah, you could see that was a very heartbreaking scene between them two, because they do love each other, and obviously Ygritte feels betrayed. She thought it was them two against the world, and it clearly wasn't. Jon was sort of trying to remind her that you knew from the beginning that I was Night's Watch and I wasn't going to change. But I suppose if you're in love, you always think that somebody can change, and she obviously thought that with Jon, that she could change him, or they were gonna be together, but obviously not. And I wasn't expecting her to actually try and kill him basically. I don't know if she's trying to kill him because she's a pretty good marksman, and she aimed for the shoulder part of it and then his leg. I think if she wanted to kill him, she would have killed him. I think she would have. And that just shows it was out of hurt that she had to punish him somehow, didn't she? So she didn't kill him, which was quite good. I was like, no, don't tell me we're going to lose Jon Snow like this. This is absolutely ridiculous. Then we had Sam, Gilly, and Maester Aemont. Yeah, I think the Maester, he thought that that was Sam's child, and it obviously turned out that it wasn't. So yeah, and it just showed again. Sam, he lives for the Night's Watch. You know, he follows. He doesn't just say the words; he lives the words, and I love that about him. He's a bit of a coward, but you know, he does everything he can. Not, am I missing something? Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. Obviously, you know, Sam and Gilly ran into Bran and the gang, which I thought was a bit obvious. It sort of seemed like that was the place that Sam and Gilly were gonna come out from, and that's where Bran and his gang were hiding out. So I thought that was quite interesting. It just confirmed, you know, to both sides that, you know, they were who they said they were. Sam knew, you know, oh yeah, it's a wolf. I know ghost. I know a dire wolf when I see one, and you must be, and you must be. I know who you are. So that sort of put Bran at ease, you know, that Sam was a Night's Watch and he knew Jon, and they were very close friends. So yeah, Sam was begging him, you know, come to Castle Black with us, and we'll, you know, go from there. But yeah, Bran couldn't do that. He has to go. He has to go north. And so it sort of sounds like the only one who can maybe control the White Walkers is Bran somehow. Maybe because no man could. No, it confused me a bit, but it sounds like maybe Bran is the only one who can stop the White Walkers. Maybe. That's kind of what I got out of it, but we'll see what happens. So yeah, that was quite a good scene there. That you know, the world is kind of small in that sense, isn't it? That, you know, they come together and meet up with each other. So yeah, we had obviously then Sam and the Maester and Gilly, and the Maester thinking that, you know, that was Sam's kid, but obviously Sam is Night's Watch through and through. So yeah, and Gilly, she's gonna be a guest there, which was quite sweet. So yeah, Davos and Shireen, Davos reading the letters, and sort of Shireen correcting him with the words. And yeah, there are some words sometimes that are a bit tricky because they're, you know, letters in the words that we don't actually pronounce. So yeah, I see where he's coming from. But yeah, he found out something about Aemont sending the ravens out with letters to a lot of places, and obviously Stannis' place was one of the places. So he sort of said, I think what it was, he was sending a warning out that, you know, you all got to stop your fighting now and go up north. We need you up here. That's sort of what I got from that. And obviously Davos, yeah, he said, I might be getting it in the wrong order, but yeah, Davos set free Gendry, and Stannis then ordered him to die for that. And yeah, the priestess basically told Stannis that no, you can't kill him because you are gonna need him, which was quite interesting because yeah, Stannis is sort of the unreasonable one in that, isn't he? You know, no, I don't care what you say. You're gonna die. And the priestess was like, whoa, no, we need him. So yeah, I thought it was quite interesting that Stannis seems to be the one who's a bit out there, and the priestess is a bit more reasonable. So that was quite an interesting scene. So yeah, what else did happen? Yeah, Jon arriving at Castle Black. It was nice to see Pip again. I was a bit worried that you know, something that happened to him. So it's good to see him there. And Jon recognizing him and that. So yeah, it's really good to see Jon making it back to Castle Black, and obviously he's gonna be okay. So he's gonna be telling them, you know, what's going on, and the wildlings, and basically telling them what's going on, and they're gonna go from there. So yeah, it was quite nice to see that he finally made it back. Then you had Jaime and Brienne arriving at King's Landing. Yeah, people don't recognize him. Obviously, he's missing his hand, and yeah, he looks like a wildling, really, doesn't he? So nobody recognizes him, which, you know, you gotta be a bit humble about that. I think he's realizing, you know, it's a lot more to life than, you know, being a pretty boy and coming from a family with money and power. So I think his world is opened up a hell of a lot by what's happened to him. I'm a bit worried about Brienne, but I suppose she is with Jaime, so I'm hoping she's gonna be okay. But yeah, he went to see Cersei, and it's again Cersei. It all depends on who's saying it in the show, you know. Jaime's like Cersei, and others are like Cersei. So, you know, it's no wonder I get confused with how to pronounce people's names. So yeah, I think her reaction is not what you sort of expected, because it would have thought she would have been like, "Oh my God, you're back, you're alive," and but no, she was just sort of, I don't know if she was in shock or what, but she was just sitting there like, and then it flipped over to his arm or to his hand, and you saw that it was missing. So it's almost like, oh, you're not all there. I'm not quite sure how to take that scene. I was expecting her to be really happy to see him, which he probably is, but then he's missing his hand, and that's obviously no good, because he is a little bit like Tywin, I think, bit cold and calculated. So I don't know whether she's actually happy to see him now that he's not. He's sort of lost part of who he is, if that makes any sense. So yeah, I don't know. Well, I say that a lot. We'll see. Yeah, then you had the end scene with Dany outside the city, and that was actually a really good scene, with the slaves coming out, and Missandei, I think her name was, talking to the slaves. Basically, she was trying to make it like Dany was ordering them, and Dany was like, no, I'm not ordering anybody. It has to be their free will. And you can see her soldiers, you know, protecting her, and you know, yeah, protecting her, and the slaves were like calling her mother, which was, you know, a bit unexpected, but yeah, it was nice to see, because there's been some episodes where I've doubted Dany's intentions. She just seemed power hungry and just killing just for the sake of killing. But I think this scene here was quite good, because I mean, obviously she's going to use the slaves as soldiers, their free will. But yeah, I don't know what I'm trying to say. But it's really nice to see that, you know, she was like, no, it's not. I'm not forcing them. It's something. If they want to, then, you know, come with me. I'm not forcing you. And you can just see the love she got from them. She went down there, and you can see both Barristan and Mormont, Jorah. They were a bit nervous. Like, oh no, are they going to tear her apart, or what's going to happen? You know, is somebody down there who shouldn't be down there, who's got other intentions? But it all turned out well. You know, they were lifting her up, and, you know, basically like she was a goddess, which was quite nice to see. And it's almost like her whole sort of like the look changed from what I saw earlier, which was a bit like I didn't quite trust her intentions. But here it was like, yeah, it seemed right, if that makes any sense. Yeah, I quite like that. I think she's gone back up in my estimations again. Yeah, very good, very good episode. A lot of things going on. So yeah, I'm just blah 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 blah. But yeah, there's a lot of things to sort of consider for season 4 and for my extra season 3 extras. So yeah, like I said, if you have any questions regarding Game of Thrones, you'd like to ask me, put them in the comments below, and I'll have a look at them, and I may include them in the season 3 extras. My top 5, number 1 is Davos. He is not going to be corrupted by anybody. He does what is right, and doesn't care what the consequences are for him. He knew he was going to get executed for free and Gendry, but he didn't care. You know, it's the right thing to do, and you don't just kill an innocent boy. So I love that about him. He stands by what he believes in, regardless of what Stannis thinks, and that is the kind of people we need. We need these kind of people who are able to think for themselves and not just like, oh yes, whatever you say, you know, that's what we're gonna go with. So I respect that a lot. So yeah, Davos is my number 1. Number 2 is Dany. It was a nice surprise for me. I know there's a lot of fanatic Dany fans who sort of disagree with me, but no, I love the fact that it sort of confirmed what Dany's intentions are. So it was quite nice to see. I loved Dany from get-go, season 1, and I was a bit worried that she was going to go in a direction that wasn't quite what I wanted to see. So yeah, it was nice to see that she wants to free the slaves, obviously, and if they want, they can join her, and yeah. So yeah, she was my number 2. Number 3 was Jon. He just showed again that he does take the fact that he's Night's Watch seriously, and even though he had a lot of struggles, he loves Ygritte, but he has to do what's right, what he vowed to do. So yeah, he did the right thing, and he's back with his boys, which was quite nice. So he's obviously going to be able to tell them a hell of a lot what's going on from his point of view, as well as what Sam had to say. So yeah, Jon's my number 3. Number 4 is Sam. Again, he's real. He's taken his vows seriously, and he's such a good guy. He wants to do what's right, and that is a hero, isn't it? That is what heroes do. They put themselves out there, risk their lives, and that's what Sam's done. Yeah, so he's my number 4. Number 5 is Tyrion. Again, he's doing what is right. He's not just, like he said, I'm not gonna rape her. He's not gonna rape. Oh God, it's been a long episode. Sansa. Yeah, he's not just gonna do what people want him to do. He's gonna do what's right, and it's not right to rape Sansa just to get, a bit more power and that. And he stood up to Tywin in this episode like he always does, and he had a go at Joffrey as well. And he's not scared of anybody, regardless of what's going to happen to him. He does what he thinks is right, and he will try and put people in their place. So yeah, he's my number 5. It's very hard to get the top 5s in this one because there's a lot of good people in this episode, and yeah. But yeah, obviously shout out to the Hound and to Arya as well. It's just so many characters. It's really hard to only have a top 5. But yeah, so my bottom 5. Number 1 is Ramsay, the boy. We finally found out who he was, and he is just sadistic. He was Bolton's bastard, and he was just basically told to get Theon, but yeah, he's a bit hot-tempered and he does his own thing, and it was not Bolton's orders to do, you know, what he's been doing. So yeah, he's absolute cruel. Probably, I don't know if he's worse than Joffrey. I mean, Joffrey's obviously more dangerous because he's got power, but Ramsay's just as psychotic. So yeah, he's my number one. Number two is Bolton again. He double-crossed our heroes, and we can't have that. He sort of twigged that, you know, he'd married a Frey girl, and yeah, he let Jaime go. So yeah, yeah, I wasn't expecting the massacre, but yeah, you were expecting some sort of thing. But it was just a shame because I really liked Bolton, and now he's just like, yeah. So yeah, he's my number two. Number three is Walder. Again, you know, he can't be trusted. It's all about money, money for him, isn't it? Power. He's power hungry, but yeah, he's just a dangerous guy, and I think he's going to be put in his place. I don't think Tywin is going to trust him, and I think he's going to have him killed, if not the Greyjoys. Yeah, I don't like this guy at all. No morals whatsoever. Yeah, so he's my number three. Number four is Tywin. Again, I did think it was quite interesting how he put Joffrey in his place, which was quite funny. But again, I don't like him forcing Tyrion. You know, I don't care what you think and this and that, you know, you're gonna provide me with a grandchild that can be, you know, the heir. No, yeah, I don't like it whatsoever. So yeah, I don't know what else to say. I've always thought he's all about the family name, not about the family. It was quite interesting to see that it did seem like he does have some sort of feelings for Tyrion, because, like he said, I could have drowned you, but I didn't. Which is kind of, I suppose, his way of saying I love you. I don't know. It just seemed weird. He didn't have to say that, but he did, and yeah. But yeah, no, I don't like him. So number five is Stannis. Again, it's just all about being king. Davos has been there with him from, you know, just what it sounds like day one. He's lost his fingers and still stayed behind Stannis, and Stannis wants to kill him. It's just all about him being king. He's just lost sight of what's right and wrong, I think. Even like the priestess was telling him, you know, no, you can't kill this guy, you know, you need him with what's going on up north now. And Stannis wanted to kill him, but he was like, okay, you got saved by, you know, the Red Lady, or well, that religion or whatever that you don't believe in, the Fire God. Yeah. He's just lost sight of what's right and wrong. I don't like that. So yeah, I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, Stannis is my number five. Yeah, very, very good episode. I think we'll have to go back and just have another look at it. But yeah, this was a very good season. I've really enjoyed it. Probably the best season so far, and yeah, I can't wait to see what's going to happen now. I'll go through my thoughts on that in the season 3 extras with my predictions and my failed predictions and all that. So yeah, like I said, any questions, put them in the comments below, and I'll have a look at them. And yeah, I just want to thank you guys for staying with me through this, and to all you new subscribers and who are watching, thank you so much for joining, and you guys on Patreon for supporting me and that, and watching the full reactions. It means a lot, and I'm sorry for you guys. I've not been able to comment on everything because I've just not had time, and I do read them, but yeah. yeah, I am sorry. But yeah, if you haven't already, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And I will see you in season 4.